Hey there, dancers. So this one is for my level 2 modern class, or an intermediate beginner type of a modern class. At our studio, this is geared towards our 10 to 12, 10 to 13-year-old age group, just starting out in modern. So what we're going to do here is begin as we do normally in class with a warm-up, starting with head rolls. We'll do our full body circles, getting into a little bit of contractions and releases, and then starting with a little bit of, again, similar thing to what we normally do in class, some parallel pliés, relevés, tendus, a little bit of footwork, same thing turned out in first and in second, before we come down to the floor and start with our stretches. Alrighty, so let's get started in a parallel position. You're going to shake out your legs first, just loosen everything up, shake out your arms, your hands, your head a little bit, and find your posture. So starting with that nice wide open parallel second, toes forward, everything starting in parallel. I want you to think about maintaining the stomach here, so really thinking about your core before we even begin. You've got your head in alignment, shoulders relaxed down away from your ears, and keeping that pinch feeling, so your belly button to your spine. So everything here is maintained, and we're really keeping this control right from the beginning of the workout and the warm-up all the way through this class. Alrighty, so find that nice tall spine, shoulders right on top of your hips, and head in alignment, long neck, chin lifted. Arms held by your sides. We're going to start with our head. So just here, I want you to tip your chin down and relax. Chin down to your chest. And reverse, head up and tip back. Ear to your shoulder and over switch. Good. Again, chin down to your chest. Relax, head back. Right ear to your right shoulder, keep that core. Left ear to your left shoulder, and bring that head all the way down. Let it hang. Good. Now we're going to start with those head circles. Once to each side, all the way around to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add your shoulders. Full upper body movement. Other side. And come back to center. Reach up to the ceiling. Find the length in the arms and the fingertips, reaching up and over. Full circle. And down to the center. Swing through. All the way around. And come back up. Same thing other side. And down. All around. Good. Taking that center stretch. So arms straight across and tip. Stretch to the side here. And same thing other side. Stretch it over. Good. Reach 2 arms up and find that flat back. Stretch down all the way forward.
Wrote it down in the winter.
Hold this stretch and take a little bend in the knees, plie. Stretch it back up. Again, plie.
Just a secret.
And stretch. Good. Now lengthen the fingertips out. We're going to come into a flat back tabletop position, lifting and hold right here. Feel the backs of those legs start to engage. Hold that core into your spine, just like a tabletop shape, letter L, and come all the way back up. Good. Open those arms, press to the sides. Feet come right together to that 6 position, parallel. Reach it up again, flat back, stretch forward.
Just a curious man.
Take that full plie all the way down. Press the heels into the floor and lift the hips. Good. Again, press down, plie, and heels into the floor, lift the hips. And take your little plie here, bend the knees, roll up. Good. Okay, widen out those feet. We're going to take our releases. So arms up, release the spine, come all the way down, and roll up, back to the top. Again, release the spine, roll up. 2 more. Release from the center of the back, plie, roll up through the top. Up, release the back, and roll up. Good. Shake everything out. Nice deep breaths in. And out once more. Whew. Okay, guys. So we're going to come into those parallel tendus, passes, all this work that we do like at the bar in ballet class, but we're going to take it to the center here for modern. So start with your 6th position. And what we're gonna do next here is 2 demi-plies from 6 position, knees straight over your toes. Arms are held by your sides, again, just as we do in class. We'll take 1 little releve press up and come back down. Again, plie and stretch, plie and stretch. Releve lift and come back down. Open to second, again, plie and stretch, plie and stretch. This time lifting the arms up to that letter V shape and down. Plie and stretch, 2 and stretch, all the way up and down. Good. Keep the arms here to the sides. We're going to take a grand plie in first position, all the way through and press up. Open the arms to that letter V, find your releve. This one, try to hold it, stay, 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 and come back down. Again, grand plie, keeping that back tall, shoulders over your hips, and lengthening all the way up, opening the arms, lift releve. We'll hold this a little longer again, and come back down with straight knees. Alrighty, from there we'll come back to parallel, work over the feet a little bit, half full, half and down, half full, half and down. Again, walkovers 4 times, half full, half and down, making sure that we're really working through every little piece of the foot here like we do in class. And we'll go from there, okay? So find your alignment, shoulders over the tops of the hips. Making sure that you feel that belly button coming into the spine. And we don't have any bars right here in modern, right? We have to make sure that that core is maintained in order to keep our balance. And strong arms to the side. Hold those arms, shoulders relaxed, plie. 1 and 2. And releve, lift slowly. Come back down slowly, good. Again in 6, plie. And 2. And releve. And down straight knees, turn out, first position, 1. And plie, 2. Good, slow controlled releve, and down. Again in first plie, stretch. Keep those arms held, nice and strong by your sides, releve. Good work, and open the arms, grand plie down. Press through those heels, arms up, open to that letter V and lift releve. Try to hold this one. Keep your focus straight forward. Good. And come down with straight knees. Good. Inner thighs knitting together. Grand plie. Press those heels into the floor as soon as you can. Arms up and open. Good. Take that releve, lift. And come down straight knees. Good. Back to parallel. 6 position. Walkovers. Switch. Switch. Switch, good. Keep pressing over the top of the foot. Maintain that center. Now half point, 1 foot only. Full point, half, and down. Switch, half point, full point, half point. Good, right back to the top. Right foot, switch left, and switch, good. And back to center, we'll take that right foot. Full point, half, and down. Good, half, full, half, and down. Good work. Okay, open to that first position, and then from there turning out to second. Good work. Now we'll take full port de bras. With this one, grand plies all the way through. Ready, keep the back tall. Full port de bras up, and good. Nice. 1 more. And lift. Take that press releve, hold it. Good work. Right arm comes up and over. Turn that head over your left shoulder. And through the center, first position. Open the arms nice and big. Take that, stretch the left arm up. Head over your right shoulder. And center, open. Good. One last parallel 6 position stretch. Second position, not 6th position. Good work, guys. Keep that head relaxing, shoulders coming down to the floor. And plie, roll up. Okay, guys, shake everything out a little bit. And we'll come into our tendus next. So starting in that parallel 6 position, again, always maintaining that nice strong back, strong alignment. We're gonna keep our 6 position for this whole set of tendu. So remember your parallel versus rotated or turned out hips that we use for ballet. Remember in modern, we're using parallel as well. So when we brush to the front, what I want you to think is the heel down towards the floor, not up towards the ceiling as we would in ballet class, right? Same thing when we go to the side. Heel is facing behind you so that leg stays parallel. Don't rotate open, okay? So when we go to the back, you're gonna think about the heel straight up to the ceiling as opposed to rotated over towards the side. Heel goes up. And each time you take these tendus, really slide along the floor, using the foot to really brush through every little muscle of the foot. What do we call that? When we're really using the whole foot here. Talking about articulation, right? So articulating that toe out to that tendu through the ball of the foot to come back in, so it feels like you're giving the floor a little massage, right? So let's start here with parallel. Okay, this one's good. And we're gonna incorporate some flexes, alrighty? Just so that we keep working the ankles, we keep warming up. Starting with your parallel, you've got tendu, flex, and point to start here, arms held. Tendu front, flex, point, and now 2 tendus. 1 and 2, good. Repeat that to the side. Open, flex, point, and close. 1 and 2. To the back, tendu, heel up, flex, point, and close. 1 and 2. Let's repeat that on the other side. Left, flex, point, and close. Brush the floor and close. Each time, give that little massage. Now heel behind you. Watch you don't turn out. Good. Keep it parallel. And to the back. Tendu. Flex and point. Brush it and slide out. 2 tendus. Good. Demi-plie. We're going to open the arms and release the spine. Come up. And open to first. Same thing here. Tendu. Front. Flex. Now we are rotated. We're using that turn out. 1 and 2. To the side. 1. Flex. Point. And close. Good. To the back. 1. Flex. Point. And close. 2 tendus. Good. Let's take that plie. Release the spine. And roll up. Big open with the arms. And keep that back tall. Left side. 1. And flex. And point. Close first. 1 and 2 and to the side. And flex. Point. Close. 1 and 2 to the back. Tendu and flex. Point. Keep that rotated. We're in that turned out position, remember? Good work. And big plie. Release the spine. Round it up and open. Good work, guys. Now we're going to work on those tendu with contractions. So we're going to start from that first position here, and just to go over in our brains. You have just tendu through second to switch, each one here, and our arms, starting from that open position, come up and over, switch up. So we find that contraction in the middle, like you're going over the top of a big, huge round ball, right? So you're going to contract your spine over, and then lift the chest as you come up. We're drawing those circles with each one, alrighty? So first position, let's start with that right foot. Big tendu, up, over, switch, follow the head with your hand as we go. Make sure you're looking, connect the eyes. Good, lift up, contract, and switch, and lift, up, contract, and lift, switch, and left. Good, everybody, last 2, up, over, and lift. Last 1, over, and bring that back to center. 6 position up, release the spine, roll down, and press to that forward. Hang, stretch. Nice deep breaths here, and plie, roll up. Okay, good work, guys. So shake out those legs. We're gonna come down to the floor now for some stretches. So what I want you to do is if you need to use the restroom, grab a bottle of water. Now's the time. Take a quick break and come back.
Kiss from lips to the beat. You sting, protect.
Okay, everybody, coming back down to the floor. Let's first find our butterfly position here. And we're gonna start with just our normal stretches down, to the right, to the left, coming up, and then we'll go through our contractions. So we start with those 2 roll throughs and then over. So you have your first one is contraction back, roll through, flatten the spine, and come up. Again, contract the spine back, roll through, lift up here. And then we reverse, flat back, roll down, contract, and straighten. Flat back, roll down, contract, and straighten, okay? So remember with those contractions, what I want you to be mindful of here is you're not pulling your shoulders behind the hips. What you're really taking is that flat spine from your shoulders are on top of your hip bones. What you're doing is taking the center of the back, so you're coming from your belly button in the front, and just rolling back into a rounded shape. So the contraction looks like the letter C, right from your shoulders down towards your hips, as opposed to your flat back. So that C shape for the contraction, still my shoulders are on top of my hips, and lifted to straight spine as opposed to the contraction. So those are the 2 different positions we're working with, and remember that's very different than our ballet class. We don't typically do any types of contractions in ballet class unless you're doing some more contemporary ballet choreography. So what we're gonna do here is just start with that nice tall spine, and I want you guys to lift up with shoulders pressing down. Just roll yourself forward and stretch down nose to toes. Bring that head over to the right side, shoulders to the right, and let it hang. Keep that stretch going and swivel over, switch to the other side. And come back down to center. Take that minute to roll up. Nice and slow to that tall spine. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears, chin is lifted, and we'll do those roll throughs first. So contract back. Here, roll down to the toes. Straighten out, forehead coming forward, and flat back lifts up again. Round the back, contract. Roll through to the toes. Flat spine reaching forward, and lift up. Good, take a reverse. Flat spine goes forward. And roll down to your feet, contract backward, and find that nice tall, strong spine. Again, flat back forward, roll down to the feet, and roll back to your contraction, and lift. Good, let's take a press from here, so flexing the feet. We're just gonna press out to point, pull back. Press out to point, and pull back. Again, press the heels forward and point, pull back. Last one, press forward, and pull back. Good. Shake those legs out a little bit and start with your circles all the way around. So really thinking about the knees, the hips staying steady, staying right where they are. This is just for the ankles and the feet. Good, and switch other way. And last 2 here, coming into parallel, we'll flex up, point down, flex up, point down, keeping your spine tall, shoulders are still on top of your hips. We're keeping our back really straight here. Support yourself on either side. Good work. Last one. And come here to flex, turn out first, and point, flex. So now we're rotated in the hips, still turned out, but keeping that same motion, point, and flex. Good. Let's take a last one here. Back to parallel, shake the legs out a little bit, and we'll stretch the hamstrings through. So parallel flex, reach it forward. Good. If you're right here, stay right here. If you're grabbing your feet, go ahead and pull in, but keep your back straight here. Even think about arching the back. So you think about head and chest lifting towards the ceiling. So this way you really feel the backs of your legs. That hamstring really stretch. And point through. We're gonna roll the back up, lift and come up and over, round spine, and relax down. And once more, flex and pull back. Good. Again, shoulders stay down. We're thinking about arching the back, lifting the chin, the chest up towards the ceiling. so you really feel the backs of your legs. And point through, pull up and over the legs, round the spine and relax down. Pull as far as you can, nose to your knees. Okay, good work everybody. Let's come open to that straddle stretch. So you're gonna bring your legs to the sides, whatever's comfortable for you, but watch out that your knees don't roll inward. You want to be mindful that you're keeping your knees pointing up to the ceiling. So if you start to push the legs too far to the side and they roll in, that's the opposite of what we really want, right? So keep it open as far as you can while maintaining knees up to the ceiling. Come from here and open to a nice flat spine, arms straight across, toes are pointed. We're gonna lift up and reach over to the side. So here is the same stretch we take in ballet, but really thinking about the arm coming out to the side and not just sitting here. We're really maintaining the reach. So keep it consistent, keep pulling towards the side of you, and now press down. We're gonna twist up and back. Using my shoulder to really pull back. My elbow is in front of my knee on the floor. And then turn to face your leg, flat back, stretch down. Nose to your knee. Come back up. We're gonna open the arms again to that nice flat spine, arms straight across. Reach the left arm up and over and stretch to the side. Good. Now remember, this is that continuous stretch, the active stretching we've been talking about in class. Keep pulling like someone's got you by the wrist and they just keep pulling towards the side as you stretch. One shoulder is stacked over the other. Good. Bring that elbow down and give a little twist up and back. And come back up, turn to face your leg and reach down. Two arms forward, nose to your knee, flat back. Center, good. Open the arms to second. We're gonna take a flex with a contracted spine and then a lift to a flat back. So it's contract and flex and lift, point and flat spine. Ready? Flex, contract. Pull up and flat. Good. Contract the spine, flex, pull up and point. All the way down, contract, lift, flat spine. Roll to your contraction, press to point and lift. Good. Last one here. And up. Take it all the way over to the left foot. We're gonna roll through the center, bring it forward. Drawing that circular shape, switching arms, and lifting to the top. Same thing other way. To the right foot, left arm comes forward, switch that right, and up. Once more each way, over, and roll to the front. And lift. Good. Last time, up, and forward. Flat spine. And take that stretch forward. You can flex the feet here if you want, or we're gonna walk the hands out and stretch. Keeping those knees up to the ceiling. And really reaching here. Every time you exhale, deep breaths, try to inch your fingertips a little bit further forward. Slowly walk your hands back up to the middle. We're gonna shake our legs back together. Relax any tension that might be in your hip joints, in your legs. Just start to relax the legs a little bit. Okay, guys. So let's stretch the spine next. I want you to come down onto your stomach, and we'll start with the hands underneath your shoulders. So what you're gonna do, keeping the feet and knees flat on the floor, this is just for the upper back. Press down right underneath your shoulders, lifting the hips, and tip the head backward. And come down slow and controlled. Bring the arms straight out. We're gonna take those Supergirl lifts. So lift everything up, holding the spine, nice and strong. Good, feet are off the floor, arms are off the floor, arms open. And once more to the front, hold it, and come back down. Good, one more stretch. Press down and lift up and back with the head. And come down again. Control the lowering. Arms reach out to the front, arms and legs lift up. that back really strong here. Point those toes. Arms to the sides. And once more to the front. Good, look just a little bigger and come back down, last stretch, good. Lift the hips up, sit onto your heels, and take that child pose stretch. Good, and roll up. Okay, dancer. So the last thing we're gonna do here on the floor today is work on those X flies. If you're in my level 2 modern class in the studio, you know that we call them X turtles sometimes. Our little inside joke, but yes, X flies. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and show you on my side, I think, but I'm gonna bring my head forward. So what you do here, and if you're in my class, you know this routine. You're going to start with your feet and arms laid out towards an X shape. So you're thinking about your fingertips and your toes reaching towards the corners of the space so that you're making your limbs as long as they can be and lengthening everything out. First thing we do is take a roll in, tracing the floor with everything as we go. Don't lose that connection with the floor. You reach out, the top arm and leg reach out to that letter X shape and swing the back to an arch, roll back in, and trace the floor as you come back to the X. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that on each side, and what I wanna just make sure, can you see it? Yes. So we're gonna take that on each side, and we'll try to take once on each side and then repeat. Okay, so first things first, find your X shape. Your toes are reaching out, your fingertips are reaching out. Everything is lengthening outward away from you, and you feel your spine stretch tall. So the first thing we're gonna do, again, tracing the floor, keep your toes and fingertips on the floor, roll to your left side. Roll in, tuck yourself in, now bring everything out into that X shape, arch the back, really find that curve, come back in, right into that tight shape, and then roll back into your X. Again, keeping the reach through fingertips and toes, roll to the right side. Tuck yourself into that small shape, all the way out to your letter X, and then arch the back like you're bringing feet to toes. Good. Come back in, roll into that nice small shape, and trace the floor with your fingers and toes as we come back to the X. Again, roll to your left, tuck in, spread out to the X shape, and arch the spine, bringing that curved back, and roll back down and in. Good, back to your letter X, and roll to the right. Tuck everything in, bring it out to the X, arch through the back, bring everything backward together, and roll back in. Trace the floor one last time as we come back into that X shape. Good work, everybody. Bring yourself in, just hug your knees to your chest, and just roll a little bit side to side so you feel your low back stretch out. Good, and we're gonna do some single leg holds here just to finish to get a little bit of ab work in. We're gonna bring our head lifted, chin to chest, and you're gonna start with taking your right leg up, your left leg extends, and so you're stretching the back of your leg, but also using those abdominals by keeping your shoulders lifted. Alrighty, so what we'll do is 2 counts on the right, 2 counts on the left, and we'll keep switching 8 times. Alrighty, so tuck the chin and the chest, lift that right leg up. I want you to extend the left and point those toes. Now switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2. Keep that stretch. Pull your knees in towards your nose. And stretch. And switch. 2, 1 more each side. Good. And roll in again. Hug your knees into your chest. Good job, everybody. Okay. Swing your legs around. Roll up. And shake everything out a little bit. Okay, we're gonna come back to the floor at the end for a little bit of our improv work that we're gonna do in our own space at home. But what I want you to do for now, again, get a drink if you need to, or use the restroom. We're gonna come back up to standing, and we're gonna work on a little bit of across the floor before we go over our dance combination that we've been working on, okay guys? So stand up, take a quick break if you need it, and I'll be right back. Okay, dancers, so coming back to our work across the floor, what I want to start with here is our triplets, and triplets with arms, and then triplets with arms and turns. So if you're in my class, you know what I'm talking about, but we'll go through it just in case. We're gonna get into some pitches with some extensions behind, and then we'll go through a little bit of shinny turns if we have the space, and some 6-step circles. So starting first with our triplets, just to get us going, to get us moving. And a triplet, if you remember from this class we've been working on, we're starting in that parallel position. It has the undercurve effect that we've been talking about. We have undercurves, right, and overcurves. So this is an undercurve step where we take it down, up, up, down, up, and the foot is sliding through that chasse in parallel to find that undercurve and plie first. So it's chasse, slide. You have 1, 2, and switch. Slide, 1, 2, and slide through chasse, 1, 2, down, and up, up. So what we're gonna do here, again, if you're in my class, you know the drill. You're gonna come back to the side where you have a little bit of space. We're just gonna do 4 each way, so make sure you have enough space for that, and use the space accordingly. So we're gonna start with the right foot here. You have right, up, left, up, right, up, left, up. Bring yourself around and find your parallel position 6 on the other side. Start the same thing going back with the left. 1, up, 2, up, left, and right, finding those undercurves, and come back to where you started. We'll add the arms, starting with the right foot. Right, up, left, up. Keep drawing that circle with your fingertips and following with your head. Reverse it, same thing again, other side. Left and right, and left and right for 3 or 4 triplets. And come back to where you started. The last set going across right and left will be our triplets and triplet turns. So the first one, starting with the right foot, is a triplet, then add left triplet turn. Right triplet, left triplet turn. Come back to where we started on the left side, and then repeat last time on the left. So the first one, triplet with arm, right foot triplet turn. Left triplet with arm, right triplet with turn. And we'll finish where we started here. So what we're doing is going across 6 times. Triplets there and back, triplets with arms there and back, and triplets with arms and turns there and back. So we have twice for each step. Okay, so let's bring it to our parallel 6 position, starting on the left side, and we'll begin with the right foot. So imagine first that you're in the studio, right in front of you. Look out, that's your studio space with the mirror, or if we're on stage, it's the audience, right? So go to what would be your left side, or the picture side. You may be looking at me as a mirror, so don't look, I mean, right now it's my left hand, but it may look like it's my right from where you're viewing. So I want you to go to the left side of your space and find that parallel position. Shoulders are going to be down. And we want to maintain that spine throughout these triplets. This is not an opportunity to curve the back, to relax, to kind of chug along, right? The arms are held if you're not using them, just like we did in the beginning. Finding that parallel position, tall spine, belly button into your back. Starting with the right foot, ready, triplet, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and turn. Same thing, other side, start left, down, up, find that under curve. Chasse, 1, 2, slide, up, reverse. Let's start with the right arm, right foot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and reverse. Same thing, other side. Start left foot. 1, 2, 3. Use your eyes and your head, following your hand. Last 1, 2, 3. Now add those turns. First one with the right foot is normal. 2, 3. Add triplet turn. And 1, 2, 3. Triplet turn. And around. Start left. Last time. Left. Up. Turn. Up. Left. And right. Up. And finish where you started. Okay, guys. Shake it out. Nice deep breath in. Take a second one if you need it. Good. And we'll come into some floor with shunning turns and pitches next. Okay, so again, we're going to start with facing what would be your mirror. Find that space, whatever's in front of you would be your mirror or your audience. You're going to start to your left, just like we always do in class, at the picture side of the classroom, not the clock side. So you're going to come over to the picture side. What we're going to take here is a combination that includes shunning turns, drop swings, as well as some pitches. So a pitch is a great example of the undercurve feeling we've been talking about, starting with that roll down, slide out, lift, and undercurve to come back and roll up, right? So it has that down, up, and down to come back feeling. The drop swing is the reverse. That has the overcurve effect. So as opposed to the under swing, this one goes over. So we would start here with the feet together, parallel, but just underneath the hips, right? Not quite exactly touching. So you're still in a parallel position. We're bringing the arms up. The lift comes from the top, lift and swing over, down, the jump, and then come back up to the top. So it's an over curve as opposed to the under curve of the pitch, right? So we're gonna begin, let's see to the left side. You've got 8 counts of chaîné turns. I think this may translate, especially in your space, to maybe 3 to 5 chaîné turns. If you can find a space to do this combination on like a flatter floor, like what we've got in here, something like hardwood, laminate, tile, some type of a smooth floor, as opposed to a carpet, this will work a little bit better. But if you are on carpet, what I would say, especially for the chaîné turns, is throw on a pair of socks or even just your ballet shoes, just to get a little bit more of a smooth surface to actually chaîné on. Chaîné turning with carpet and bare feet may not be ideal. So let's start over to the side, and we're going to begin with that chaîné turn. Arms are prepared, turning the head. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're lifted. So 7 is step, 8 is lift. You got drop swing 1, 2, up 3, 4. Open from the top to that under curve 5, 6, 7, 8. We're facing front. So what you want to do as you come out of the pitch, you're facing the side. Brush the right leg forward, pitch, and come back up to prepare. So we try a second set. Chaîné turn, 8 counts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop, swing, jump, 3, 4, open, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you come up from that pitch, 6, 7, 8. As if you were going to do another set, okay? So what we're going to try to do is twice from the left, all the way through, and then we'll go from the other side, break it down, and go through it twice. What I think you may want to do here is watch this once with music, and then give it a try, and then try the same thing on the other side. Watch it once with music, then go ahead and rewind and do it with me. Okay, dancers? So let's prepare for our chaîné turns, starting with the feet in that normal position, just like we would in our ballet class. So before you go here, I want you to find something to spot. Whatever it is down that line in your space, picture, window, a chair, anything that's right down the line that you can spot for yourself. So starting with that tendu front, give yourself plenty of space here. We're going to prepare right arm forward, turning the head to the right, and 8 counts of chaîné turns here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop, swing, and come up, open, and pitch, and lift again. Chaîné, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and drop, swing, lift, open, and pitch, back to where you started. All right, good. Now shake it out. That's a little bit of a challenging one, and that's a great thing to practice a couple times through. What you can do here is pause, go back, do it with me a couple times, and I would really encourage you to try this one at least twice through, if not 3 times through. Alrighty? So for now, let's go to the other side. If you need to pause, rewind, go back and do it, that's good. If not, let's go forward. So this one's starting from the left side. Again, left foot forward. You got your 8 counts to begin. 7, 8 is a lift. Drop, swing, come up. Under curve for that pitch. You're going to chasse with the left foot here. So coming down through, left foot slides forward. Your right leg comes up and come back to the center. Okay, so I'll go through one mark through and then we'll go through it twice. So starting with that left foot forward, find your spot. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, work, shake it out. So again, go back to that with me 2-3 times on each side. And let's come back to the center and work on a combination. Okay, dancers, so let's first go over, what I'm going to do here on the video is go over it once without music from the beginning all the way through to where we ended last time we saw each other in person. And then I'm going to do it with music full out all the way through so that you can watch. I do encourage you guys to do this more than once though. I think what you should do is take a little bit of a rewind and practice at least twice, if not 3 times at home, just to really ingrain this in your body, keep the movement as a part of your muscle memory so that when we come back, we will be ready to go. So we started on the floor for this one. And remember that we were staggered in our formation. So I think we had Isabel off center to the left. And I think that right behind, in a panel or 2 behind, was Gianna, if I'm correct. And we'll go from there. So that's what I remember. So we have our head down, and we're starting with the right elbow jabbing, left leg reaches out. You're broken down and tired, slump to your left. Now your right leg reaches out and swings, tracing the floor around to your flat back. We really pull up here and sweep the arms in a circle down to the feet, lifting up, point the toes and lift the chest to the ceiling. Come over, now my right leg is gonna reach forward towards what would be the mirror. I come down to hands and feet and roll up through the center of my back. This comes right into a quick fifth that goes from here into your CNYAOD with those contractions we've been working on. The left reaches up and over, swing the right and lift. Now this is where that right foot closes fifth. Passe, holding the arms open, back into your arabesque. Take a little mini penché and scoop the right arm as you soutenu come down. This here goes right into that 6-step turn. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, soutenu 7, 8. Right out of that into that under curve, chasse to pitch, and come back. We lengthen, opening the chest. You're gonna plie tendu, and you're really reaching up towards that top arm here. So this keeps moving, up and over, and you have your 3-step turn. 1, 2, 3, and stay. We're really lifting the chin here, but then sink down, flat back into that runner's lunge, fingertips on either side. You're gonna take from here your right arm up towards the back and fold yourself back in to that crouched double knee position. This comes next into our leg hold. So you're leaning onto your left arm, your right leg goes up, hold, and tuck and roll around, back to the center. We're facing straight forward here on Foss, right? You're scooping up and over the top, over curve to the floor, and as we come up, it's gonna jump to a little right left, reaching back, swivel towards your left foot, and come back up. So this here, we still have Gianna facing the back and Isabel facing the back, but this is going to be where we go around each other in that pattern of triplet, triplet, turn, triplet. So it starts no matter where you're facing, no matter which way you're going. We still have right, up, up, left triplet turn, right, up, and step together. So at that step together point, we were facing each other in a parallel 6 position. We had the last 2 count, 7, 8, to reach our right arms, no matter where you're facing. If you're on Isabel on the other side, or Gianna right here, you're still reaching your right arm towards each other. Let it pull you, grab in the center, and we take that big swing around with our runs. Come back to where we just started. So Gianna's coming back to where she started, Isabel's going back to where she started, and we finish here. This is where we have our partner lift to be determined. I still have some new ideas for that, so what I'm going to do here in the video is just stop there and just know that that partner lift is going to be coming. That partner work is what's up next, okay? So if you need to, rewind here, go back with me for that breakdown a couple of times. If you just need one more review to go through without music first. But I think we practiced this quite a bit. What I'm going to do is try to stay towards the back of the space here so you guys can see me the most. The closer I get, the more this tends to get cut off on the sides. So I'm going to try to be a little bit back here as we start with this, and I'll go through the whole combination with music, alrighty? So from the beginning, we're down here to the front. Remember, you're in your staggered spacing, but for right now, just come into the center of your own space. Shoulders are nice and tall, relaxed, up through the back, but the head is down. Alrighty, here we go.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gon' walk it out, and mountains. And I rise like the day, I rise unafraid, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the age, I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
And then we have our center work. Okay guys, good work, good work. So, definitely take a quick break if you need to, grab some water. But I encourage you guys to go through that a couple of times. Again, if you need to watch me once with the music all the way through and then do it yourself twice or 3 times, that's the best way to go. But I encourage you guys to practice this a lot at home, and I'm really excited to keep going with you guys. This one is, I think, the farthest along of all the recital pieces. I think we're about halfway through with this one already, or just about halfway through. So what we're gonna do here is just finish with some improv. I'm gonna kind of give you an example as we go, and I'll give you the voiceover with this so that you know when to be at your low level, mid-level, high level, and then come back down to mid-level, and finish, come back down to low level. So we'll put on some nice soothing music. If you're at home, you can always use whatever music you want if you don't like the one that I choose, of course. Feel free to honestly shut the video off and do your own improv at home, but if you want to be led through it just like we do in class, that's what I'm going to do next. So I want you all to start at the floor, come all the way down, and let's see, let's grab something nice and soothing and slow. So the position you begin in, just as we talked about in class, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a dance position like this. It really shouldn't be. I want you to get the creative, and especially since you're home right now, there's nobody watching you. I'm not even watching you, not that I matter, because we're never judging each other in class. But you have nobody around, you have just you. So use the space, feel whatever you want to feel, dance how you want to dance, and just put something out there and start to explore some movement that might be a little bit different. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and you know not to do it again. So improv is always just a learning curve. It's something we work through, and the more you do it, the better you will get, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be with it. And that's the biggest thing. Once you're comfortable, you can explore things and do whatever, and put yourself out there, and just know that if it doesn't work, it's fine, and we try again the next time. So pick your floor position here, and let's come all the way down. And we're gonna start with our floor work. So you're starting with those floor connected movements, hands and feet touching.
Hold on for a minute, 'cause I believe that we can fix it over time. That every imperfection is alive.
And start to come to that mid-level, using your pliés.
Now hold on, let me finish. No, I'm not saying perfect exists in this life. But we only know for certain.
And start to find your higher levels, jumps and legs, and bigger turns.
I wanna sing a song worth singing. Writing in the word to read.
And come back down to your mids.
in my mind. As if I could earn God's favor, given time.
And finish with that final position, whatever you want it to be for this class. Good work, guys. Okay, so come back to your center. If you want to keep going with this, of course, please feel free to do so. Put on your own music, do your improv at home. For now, I'm out of breath, and I've got to film some more videos. So, practice your piece a couple times, work on your improv a couple times. I would, of course, recommend you to do this once a week, just like we do with our normal class. But if you want to throw it on twice a week, if you've got, I'm sure that you're all home, you've got more time. If you want to try your ballet class a couple more times, conditioning class, point class, modern class, jazz class, if you want to go through those more than you normally would in the studio, great idea. Alrighty, I love you all. I miss you so much, but we'll be back together in the studio soon. For now, stay healthy, stay positive, and just keep dancing and keep moving. Alrighty guys, love you all, and be safe, have fun.